Shifting our focus now, since it was first reported in South Africa in November, Omicron has been identified in dozens of countries, and now the Omicron variant is the dominant strain in the United States. The variant accounted for 73.2% of new cases over the past week. The super fast emergence of the variant can be assessed by comparing the numbers from the previous week. Omicron accounted for only 12.6% of US cases during the period. Now, many critical questions about Omicron remain unanswered, including whether the virus causes milder or more severe illness. It is also unknown how much immunity the variant evades from past COVID-19 illnesses or vaccine. As the Omicron variant spurs a new wave of infections, America's top pandemic advisor Anthony Fauci has warned of a bleak winter ahead. Fauci said that the strain has raised alarm because of its sheer number of mutations, which are more than the prior variants had. Early data also suggests that it could be more infectious and possibly have higher resistance to vaccines. But Fauci believes that the variant is unlikely to be more severe and it could possibly be less severe.
The world has been shocked by the appearance of a variant that is even more transmissible than the very troublesome Delta variant. First isolated in southern Africa, it is now dominating in Africa, has taken over in England, and right now, as I speak to you, in the United States, more and more of the isolates that are being identified and sequenced are of Omicron.
Getting the virus under control has proven to be difficult for the United States. Hospitals are getting busy across the country. Testing centers are seeing long lines. Sports and entertainment events are being cancelled. However, new hospitalizations and deaths so far are averaging well below their spring 2020 peak. The spike in infections ahead of Christmas has spurred long lines at testing centers. Long lines for COVID-19 tests continued across New York City as well, where the new variant is already in full force. In Times Square, a line of 200 people waited to get tested. The escalation of Omicron in the United States has dashed hopes that the worst of the pandemic is behind us.
I think we've all been affected. As a New Yorker, we're trying to take every single precaution that we can. Got double vaxxed, boosted, regular testing. I am planning to travel for the holidays, but depending on the result of this test, I'll probably stay put in New York.
Comes ahead of a speech by U.S. President Joe Biden on COVID on Tuesday. Biden will stress on the benefits of a vaccination against COVID-19. White House has already ruled out any plans by Biden on locking down in response to the surge.
This is not a speech about locking the country down. This is a speech outlining and being direct and clear with the American people about the benefits of being vaccinated, the steps we're going to take to increase access and to increase testing, and the risks posed to unvaccinated individuals.
And our correspondent Susan Tehrani has sent us this report from New York. Let's take a look.
Starting to feel like a pandemic deja vu, many New York City sites have decided to close their doors due to a rise in coronavirus cases. From some Broadway shows to the famed Saturday Night Live television show, which is recorded in front of a live studio audience, and even some restaurants, they say they prefer to be safe rather than sorry. New York City was once the epicenter of the coronavirus pandemic in all of the United States. However, hospitalization and death rates are nowhere near as they were during the height of the pandemic. However, people are still taking those precautions. There has also been a greater demand for testing, but New York and the country in general has been struggling with its testing supplies since the start of the pandemic. And things haven't really changed. Many waiting in lines for hours, and retailers reporting that they're either running out of at-home test kits or running low. U.S. President Joe Biden is expected to address the nation on Tuesday regarding the recent surge in COVID cases. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.